back. You're watching Overdrive. Now, BMW India has been pretty busy. After launching the 8 Series and the M8 in India in May, they launched the X6 in June. They have launched it in two variants, the X-Line trim and the M Sport trim. And both the cars are priced identically at 95 lakh rupees. Arib Sherwani will get you more.
This is the 2020 BMW X6. It's the founder of the coupe SUV style of vehicles. The first generation was launched in 2008, and since then, this is the third iteration of the X6. Today, we are going to be taking a detailed look at the new 2020 BMW X6 to see what has changed. So a lot has changed for the 2020 X6, starting with the dimensions. So now it's 26 millimeters longer than the previous version. The wheelbase is longer by 42 millimeters. It's 6 millimeters shorter and 15 millimeters wider. So what that means is the car is now longer, more squat, and the wheelbase is also longer compared to the previous generation. Now the X6 has been launched in petrol guise only, the xDrive 40i. But there are two trims, the X-Line and the M Sport. What I have with me today is the M Sport. Up front, normally you get a LED headlamp, but these are laser headlamps. These are optional. The party piece though is the grille, which BMW has come in for a mixed review for in terms of its other models for being too big sometimes, but on this vehicle the grille is absolutely proportional, and the real party piece is that it's illuminated, but that too again is an option. Now, in terms of what has changed over the previous generation, so it's entirely resculpted from the front. It looks more butch and muscular, but as you move down the sides, you realize that the proportions have really grown much better. Now, I am one of those people who have been a critic of the coupe SUV style, but I must say it's really imposing and looks pretty good. Now, when viewed from the side is when the coupe roofline really takes shape. Now, one of the prominent reasons for the car's imposing stance is also the 20-inch rims, but it's running different size tires, so it's running 275 section tires up front and 305 section tires at the rear. Now, prominently what has changed in terms of the design aesthetic is that the shoulder line has moved slightly higher compared to the previous version, so now it runs above the door handles and the creases are much sharper, gives the vehicle a much sharper look. And like I told you, the height is reduced by 6 millimeters, so the roofline has gone a little lower, and that gives the car its imposing butch stance. The coupe roofline and the steeply raked windshield is what gives the X6 its characteristic look. In terms of aerodynamics, there's also a little spoiler at the rear and a design element on top of the windshield as well. Now, the LED tail lamps are L-shaped and they are familiar with other BMW models. However, they converge towards the logo here and are also placed inside an indentation. So the same creases, the sharp creases that we saw on the shoulder line, carry forward in the rear, slightly more rounded here. Now, these vents that you see at the rear, these are just 4 vents, so you don't have air passing through them, but still remains a nice design element. Let's also talk about boot space. Although, honestly, if you're an X6 buyer, you've probably thrown practicality out of the window. But what you get here is 580 liters of space with the seats up and 1530 liters of space with the seats folded down. Now, the seats fold down in a 40-20-40 configuration. You don't have too much height, but in terms of space, it liberates a lot of space. So if you're just two people on a journey and you need to carry a lot of luggage, you can always put the seats down, and 1500 liters of space is a lot of space. Plenty of changes to the interior for the 2020 version. So at first glance, you'll notice the first thing, no longer do you have the double side vents as prominently as they were on the previous iteration. What's also changed now is the steering wheel. You get a more of a circular centered steering wheel compared to the previous iteration that was slightly more triangular. The dashboard continues to lean slightly towards the driver, making it a more driver-oriented cockpit. But the overall quality, fit and finish, the materials is absolutely amazing. Everything is so nice to the touch, great to hold. The stitching is fantastic. The materials used are absolutely lovely. In fact, you can customize what materials you need on the dashboard. For example, if you want a carbon fiber finish, certain wood grain finishes, so it can all be customized in options later. The real highlight though of the new cabin are these dual screens. So both of these screens, the infotainment screen as well as the instrument cluster, are 12.3-inch units. Now the infotainment screen remains really nice. It's great to the touch. It's really crisp. And you also get gesture controls. What you also get now is a personal assistant in Hello BMW.
Good morning. What can I help you with?
Can you tell me the distance to IFFCO Chalk?
Pardon?
Essentially, that's what you get. Now, in terms of the music system, what you get stock is a 205 watt 10 speaker system. You can also customize it with the Harman & Kardon unit that comes with 16 speakers. So this M Sport variant is running the Harman Kardon system. In terms of other features, you get 2.5 zone climate control as standard. You can also get a 4-zone climate control system as an optional. In terms of safety features, you get 6 airbags in the cabin. You also get ABS, cornering, braking, lane assist, etc. So an inherent flaw with the coupe roofline design is that it leaves out very little headspace. But that's not the case here. It's a fairly comfortable place to be in. There's enough room for my knees and there is enough headroom as well. However, there is a bit of a compromise in the sense that to liberate this headroom, the seats have to be pushed lower, which makes me sit in a slightly knee-up position. It might not be very comfortable on a very long journey. The X6 is available in only one engine, guys, as of now, which is the twin-turbo inline 6-cylinder engine mated to an 8-speed Steptronic transmission. This engine makes 340 HP and 450 Newton meters of torque in this, guys. Now, the torque kicks in pretty early at around 1500 RPM, while peak powers reach at around 5500 RPM. What I inherently love about inline configuration cylinder engines is that power delivery is linear and they're relatively much more smoother. Now, the X6 also gets 4 driving modes. So you get Eco Pro, which is oriented more towards frugal driving, like the name suggests. Then you have Comfort, where the suspension supple, the throttle responses are also fairly mellow. And then you have Sport and Sport Plus, which gives the vehicle a more aggressive demeanor. Currently, I'm in Sport, so it's really comfortable in Sport mode. And the great thing about driving in Gurgaon is the roads really allow you to test the suspension really well. So far it's taken potholes really nicely. Now, BMWs were inherently meant to have a slightly stiffer suspension setup, but no more. They've made it open to a more wider audience. So this one, the X-Line and the M Sport run 2 different suspension configurations. So the X-Line runs an air suspension, a twin axle air suspension. So that's pretty neat, and the M Sport gets an M Sport suspension package in itself. Now, what is really neat also about the suspension is that how the power is delivered to the wheel. So it's kind of like torque vectoring in the sense that when you're driving efficiently, there is a rear wheel bias, so the power is delivered to only the rear wheels. And as you push the pace, the power gets delivered to whichever wheel needs it more. So for example, if you're turning hard into a corner, the power will be distribution so as to provide maximum traction to a particular wheel. In terms of performance figures, 0 to 100 comes up in 5.5 seconds and it will go on to hit a claimed top speed of 250 kilometers per hour. Now, if I put it into sport mode, this is what happens. Firstly, your dials turn red to tell you you're in sport mode. The throttle has suddenly become much more lively. I can feel it the moment I even give it 10% input. The car's just lunging to go. Check this out. So it has a nice push in the seat back feeling. You can feel those 340 horses really working for it. And as you climb the revs, you really get to feel the punch in the engine. What I'm really loving about the X6 is this 8-speed Steptronic transmission. It's so well paired with the engine. Now in comfort mode, when you're just rolling on and off the throttle, the shifts are absolutely seamless. However, when I step down on it, like right now, it just instantly downshifts even in comfort mode. However, if you put it in sport, things change considerably, and that's exactly what you're looking for, right? When you buy a sports SUV, there has to be a sports element in it. Now that I've shifted into sport, the gearbox has become so much more lively, and now when it's downshifted 2 gears instantly, and it's going to hold the rev right up to the end of the limiter. So it's not going to upshift till you hit the end of the range. Overall, the impressions of the X6 are really positive. It is the original coupe SUV and it does great justice to that tag. In terms of equipment, it is very well loaded. However, you have to keep in mind what you get as the basic package is for 95 lakhs ex-showroom. Now, all the other optional bits, for example, the laser headlamps, the illuminated grille, if you want certain functions like the Harman Kardon speaker, the Starlit Sky Lounge panoramic sunroof, all those come in as extra. But overall, in terms of the job that the X6 is supposed to do, it does it fantastically well. It is very comfortable. It handles really well. The interiors are really nice. The overall